Hi folks, this is question 7. You can see there the x is the radius. That has to be half of the other side. Okay, so half of 50 is 25. So x has to be 25. And then that distance there is also 25 because that's just the radius of the semicircle. So to get y, we're going to do 300 take away 25, and that's 275. Hence, work out the total area of this section of the golf course. Well, the big rectangle there, that would just be 275 multiplied by 50. And for the semicircle, we have to use the formula for area of a circle. That's pi r squared, but because it's only half a circle, we're going to do a half times pi r squared. So that's a half times pi times the radius is 25 squared. Now we could just do pi r squared and divide it by 2 at the end, same thing. So we're going to take both of those things and add them together. Will give us 14731 and 75 cents. Or sorry, it's not in, yeah, well, 0.75. Sorry, yeah, in meters squared. B then, so they're spreading fertilizer on the whole golf course. The packet of fertilizer has these instructions. Use 6 litres of fertilizer per 250 metres squared of ground to be covered. Well, 6 litres can cover 250, so 6 times 250 would be 1500. If we divide 1500, well, actually it's easier if we do 250 divided by 6, it'll work out for 1 litre. That shows how much 1 litre does. Yeah, so when you divide it, it gives you 41.667. Then you do the whole thing, the 809,371 divided by 41.667. So 41.667 is for 1 litre. So we'll see how many it's able to do then. That's 19,424.9. If you round it off, it's 19,425. That's the amount then of litres of fertilizer that he will need to use. The fertilizer is made up of the 3 ingredients in the ratio. Work out the number of millilitres of B in 1 litre of fertilizer. Well, in 1 litre, well, anyway, 1 litre is 1,000 millilitres. That's what we're going to be dividing up. Now, for the ratio, I would multiply everything by 6. And you'll see why in a second. It'll be 6 is to, if I multiply 3 over 2 by 6, gives me 9. And if I multiply the 5 over 3 by 6, it gives me 10. And that just eliminates all the fractions. It just makes it easier to read. So then we want for B, so B is the 9. So that's 9. And altogether there, if we add up the 3 numbers, 10 plus 9 plus 6, that's 25. So we want 9/25 of it to be what the B is. So 9/25. So uh, that's 9 shares out of 25 shares. Therefore, 9, you can just multiply them on the calculator. 1,000 multiplied by 29 over 25. And that's 360 mils. Part D, the tank for spreading fertilizer is in this shape. The radius of the tank is 90 centimeters. Work out the volume of the tank. So that's just pi r squared h. formula is in your log tables. You do pi multiplied by 90. Oh, they're in different units. They want the answer in meters cubed. So if we convert centimeters to meters, there's 100 centimeters in a meter. Therefore, it's 0.9. We divide by 100. So 0.9 squared multiplied by height is 4. 0.9 of a centimeter. And then put it into the calculator. That's 10.18. This diagram on the right shows a different cylindrical tank which has a volume of 81 pi over 125. Its length is 3 times as long as its radius, as shown. Right, well, pi r squared h is still the volume of any cylinder. Therefore, if its length is 3 times as long as its radius, well then the length of it is 3 times r, and the radius will just leave it as r. Therefore, I'm going to change h into 3r, so it's going to be pi times r squared times 3r. Now that would just be 3 pi r cubed. And we're going to let that be equal to 81 pi over 125. Now the pi's will cancel because they're just being multiplied on both sides. 3r cubed is equal to 81 over 125. If I divide by 3, it will give me r cubed is equal to 27 over 125. And then we'll have to do the cube root on the calculator. 27 over 125. That would be 3 over 5. So 3 over 5 is the radius. So that would be 0.6 meters. 0.6 meters.